Welcome to the Loving Forward podcast. My name is Ol, and this container is for those who go beyond the surface. Here we speak to the depths of the human experience, honoring all parts, especially the ones we were taught to deny, disown, and repress. No scripted version, no spiritual performance, only the honest, embodied human experience. We explore love, connection, understanding, in a wide spectrum of healing modalities. Not as things to master, but as practices in service of freedom. This isn't about fixing yourself. It's about remembering yourself, becoming more alive, and integrating that vitality into every moment. If you're curious about what it truly means to heal in both the profound and the mundane, then you're in the right place. I welcome you with all my heart. I'm grateful you're here. Let's jump in. Welcome to the
Loving Forward podcast.
Whoa. Who said that?
That would be me.
Who's with me here today?
Well, my name's Dustin Caldwell, and
What's your middle name?
Dustin.
Dustin,
My first
Dustin?
name is Stuart.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've known you for a year and a half
I
now.
don't ever use it.
longer?
I don't like
Yeah.
it.
You
I
are
mean,
not a Stewart.
I'm not a Stuart. It's funny. Right
Far
before we
from
started
it.
recording, you're like, "You're going to run for president." Like, I asked my mom at one point, "Why Stuart?" Because my two sisters and I all have like this kind of formal first name.
Oh, gotcha.
So Stuart, Dustin Caldwell. My older sister is Elaine Heather Caldwell.
Yeah,
or
Elaine,
now
very
Robin's Hinton.
formal.
Anyway, like what's with this name? And mom's like, well, just in case one day you became president, you'd have a formal name. And I'm like, president. All right. But it's, ever since I was little, I was just, Stuart was made fun of.
Yeah.
And so I was real quick to like tell the teacher, I'm like waiting for the teacher to get to my name, knowing that Stuart's going to come out and like, Dustin
is present.
Yeah, because kids can
Wow.
be kids,
Kids are assholes.
Kids are assholes. Can be assholes.
I think that they're luckily changing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they outlawed assholism in schools or what, but they're getting a lot nicer,
Oh, that's good.
which is really weird.
Can I go back and do it over again?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it's hard in different ways now.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that might be, but now I'm thinking about last night. I was at the YMCA and I overheard these two, I'm gonna assume high school kids, because I heard one say, my mom's out of town this weekend, or my parents are out of town this weekend. And the guy said, word, you could invite like 5 people to your house. Like, word. But they were saying way other slang, dude. I have actually I don't even know what they were talking about.
Did they use the term word?
I don't think they did.
I'm
Actually,
like,
I
that's
think
a
they were like
throwback.
fire or bro, like
Yeah,
bro,
okay.
like they were saying all kinds of words I did not
Yeah.
understand. But I was just laughing because I was like, this is so different. I mean, what's up with the number 5? First off, like he's coughing. He choked on his coffee, Mount Hood coffee. But what's up with like, okay, why just 5 people? I'm just saying, like back in my day, parents going out of town, I don't know the exact number of people I'm gonna invite over. Like I don't have the exact number in my head. 5, sweet, you can invite 5 people. It's like, what? No, I'm gonna have a party.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Invite
and got
all your
in
friends.
trouble all the time for. Why do they keep leaving the house?
Why are they testing me this way?
They tested me, and I tested the shit out of them. But it's funny you're talking about your mom saying like, in case you want to run for president someday. Was that a joke, or was
Yeah.
that like a standard of like, we're raising politicians, we're raising highly type A successful
No,
people? Okay.
I think it was more of a joke than anything. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, when she said it, I just kind of laughed like, me, president? If you
Yeah.
knew the things that I have done, right?
Mhm.
Thinking to my mom.
Yeah.
But
Which is what we were just talking about right now. You haven't
I'm
actually
I'm not bad enough.
done enough
I'm not of a bad enough person in this day and age.
No,
I do not come close.
We want you to be a lot worse if you're going to be in that type of power.
Yeah.
Which is, maybe a good segue into talking about, well, what is the type of power that people like you and people like us can learn to embody and harness? Yeah, because there's a difference, right, between the power that we see in the administration and big pharma and just like big corporation power.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the power that we're working with, tapping into and trying to work with. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
That's a great question. What first comes to mind is just the power of owning my own like sovereignty, like what's going on inside of me. And as I kind of excuse me, the coughing.
Own it. Own that.
Like as the breath comes into me, like my heart kind of lights up when I think about power, like the power to love, the power to take risks, the power to be vulnerable. Like all of this is very internal, right? And how that shows up in my life, and how sometimes I dim my power because I don't want to come across as too much, or I turn it on too much because I'm trying to earn love and respect from somebody, right? That's been something that I've been really noticing in myself, like an edge that is becoming clearer, that I, especially in relationship, not in a relationship right now, but when I am in a relationship in the past, like feel like I'm constantly trying to earn like the love of the person I'm with, and giving away my power, right? Oh yeah, and not standing in that and really owning the discomfort that I might really be feeling underneath it all, because I'm so quick to just like want to be in, give. Yeah, and I wouldn't consider myself like a full blown giver, but I have noticed that pattern in my relationships, like I'm giving away my power to be accepted by this other person instead of just believing that I am worthy of love just as I am, without having to prove through some sort of action or give something that maybe, I'm not capable of giving, or shouldn't give because it's really mine to hold on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me think of some work that I helped somebody with the other day. They described it like this giving thing, like a vacuum, like this vacuous black hole that will just take and take and take as much as you'll give it. Yeah. Which for like the epitome of caregivers is everything. You'll just give everything you've got before yourself. Yeah. And it's not, it's like, I don't want to put the blame on the people who are receiving that, it's like, that's just, they're not doing anything intentional to take everything you've got, but they're, they're doing it, they're taking it. And so I'm just finding that to be really interesting, that vacuum thing. And I've been, oh my gosh, I've been so, such a caregiver, and thinking the same thing of like, I got to give everything I've got and then some in order to receive the love that I want and to be the perfect partner or whatever. And I find, that there's no amount that I can give that is going to make a person want to stay with me, or to reciprocate, reciprocate maybe the right word, but like a caregiver hopes, secretly prays and desires and yearns for someone to reciprocate that same level, which is like impossible when you're, such a high level caregiver. Right. So I've found through my work of what the way that I actually can receive more love and care, and to get the care and love that I want, is by loving myself and caring for myself. That's what I found. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because through that, and that's interesting, because as you were talking there, I was thinking about how with that energy we're putting out into the world, we often are attracting people that need that.
That's right.
Like their own shadow, their own lack of awareness around the parts that they're needing to heal and do work on.
Yeah.
They're looking for somebody to feed them because they need that. They think they need that in order to feel whole themselves. So it's interesting how that becomes the attraction factor.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we begin to love ourselves more wholly and really start to see how our patterns are showing up, I think back to, when I was referring to like in relationship, I'm like, I'm trying to prove that I'm worthy of their love by all these things I'm doing instead of just being who I am and having them bring that love back to me. But if I've attracted a woman who needs what I'm putting out currently, they're not capable of giving me that in return.
Mm-hmm.
Not because they're not capable, but like that I think that's what ends up playing out is I'm attracting, my pattern is to attract women that I perceive as needing to be fixed, or, their story is that, they are struggling because, and I'm filling that gap. And I just keep repeating that pattern. And obviously that pattern, that lesson is going to keep showing up for me until I learn it.
Yeah.
And to your point, like I'm doing a lot of work around just like loving the parts of me that I've abandoned. Recently I did a piece of work where I, for the first time, I'd often hear people talk about during their inner child work, what's the youngest memory you have? And for me, it was age 7. Like I couldn't go past age 7.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. And I don't believe there was anything super like big T traumatic for me when I was little that would prevent me from that. I think it was just a bunch of little tiny things along the way. But this last Monday, I did some work with my men and I actually was able to get in touch with my 3-year-old self. And I got to hold and love on him in a way that I've never been able to experience. And I realized through that, like how that little boy he's just been scared hiding he was in a basement, which is weird because I never had a basement when I was growing up. I'm like, why was he in a basement? That's interesting.
Yeah.
But he was scared. He was locked away. He was crying for me. But I could barely hear him until I finally tapped into like, oh, there he is. And then to be able to swoop him up and hold him in my arms, I actually grabbed a pillow off my bed and was loving on the pillow like it was my little boy, but it felt so good. Yeah. To like love that part of me that has been scared. And as it relates to relationship, like that little boy is what's showing up when I feel like I'm not enough and I'm not good enough. Or that woman, I'm really attracted to that woman, but she's not showing any interest in me, so I must not be good enough. Oh,
totally.
Shit's just no fun to like.
It's so fun.
It's no fun to like work with, but it's great to like start to deepen that knowledge of self and like learn the learning and loving of self. Yeah, it's like we were never taught it. Yeah. And it's not because I don't think my parents didn't want to, they just didn't know how to.
Well, that's what I was thinking was that maybe there wasn't anything capital T trauma event or chronic stuff that was happening at that age or anywhere between 3 and 7. However, there is a normalized level of neglect. Yeah. That's just normalized because it's like, it's I don't know. It's in neglect. What I mean by neglect is like just the distance, emotional distance, right? Physical distance.
Yeah. Like for me, like I think back to when I was little and so much of it is still very opaque. Yeah. Like my memories of my childhood I've often described it as looking at a TV screen of just like a freeze frame of a movie in a way. Because it's like I see a photo of myself when I was little and I know that's me, but I don't remember being there. I don't remember that memory that I'm obviously a part of. And, my parents did the best that they could. And I also know that my mom has shared with me that I was a good boy and I was very self-sufficient. Like I was, I would just play by myself. Like I didn't need anybody to like really entertain me. And so I think in a way, I probably was taken for granted for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mom is like, oh, I have a child that I don't have to like stress about. Like, he's fine over in the corner playing for hours with his toys and just is like happy.
Yeah.
And not realizing that I probably wanted somebody to be over there playing with me, but I was just like, hey, I'm fine. I just do this thing and play
This
with.
is just my norm.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, mom's dealing with her own stuff and dad's dealing with his own stuff. And, and, you know, I'm like, oh, he's an easy child. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Put him over there and just
let
him do his thing.
And children are brilliant. Children are genius. You might have even registered that they're dealing with their own stuff at that time. So that helped, or maybe that rendered you the good boy that they really needed at that time.
A lot of my work has centered around like intensity. Like there's a feeling of things being tense when I was little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that my way of coping with that was to just disengage, go be safe in my room, go be safe with my toys. Like there, I didn't have, like, there's no tension there. Yeah. And it was almost like my own force field that I put around myself to shield me in a way from whatever that tension was. Like my parents didn't, you know, they never fought in front of me, but they also never loved on each other in front of me. And so it was almost just like, there was almost like roommates in a way, as my recollection of it is. Like they were just two people going through life together, but not really showing one emotion or another. So it became very kind of just, I wouldn't want to use the word cold, but just very distant. There's a lot of distance. It's
what it sounds like the 3-year-old was. It was very distant.
Yeah.
And the lack of engagement, I think, especially from our caregivers and our you know, at that time we look at them as gods, fragments. It's a fragmenting thing in our nervous system. Yeah. It's really confusing. And to hear that they weren't doing anything obviously like scary or fighting or anything like that in front of you, but there's this under the surface thing happening, which I'm telling you, kids are brilliant. They catch on to it. Yeah. They know it's happening, and it's a double signal. Like it's like someone smiling at you saying everything's fine, but it's like this weird ominous smile that you're like,
but their eyes are telling a different story. Mouth saying I'm happy, but their eyes are like, I'm terrified.
Yeah, and I'm sure that was happening quite a bit, which is really fragmenting and uncanny, and disorienting as a little child, where the world is so big. So it's amazing that, you know, this is the other part of it that is so bewildering to me, is how brilliant that 3-year-old was to just know, to go off and to create that safe bubble of like, there's no tension here. I've created my own safe space. I'm isolated, but at least there's no tension.
At least
here.
I'm safe. Yeah.
At least I'm safe. Yeah. And that gets so like, that works so well that it's then going to carry on for the rest of your life until at some point it doesn't serve you, and you start to notice how it's not serving you, or maybe you start doing your deep work and realize like, oh yeah, like actually I don't have to be bound up anymore. I don't have to be isolated.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because as you were talking, I was reflecting on something that's been given as feedback to me in my adult life that I'm learning. I'm not curious about in my little boy. You know, when I think about the memories that are shared with me by like my mom or my sister or my grandma when she was around, you know, I was kind of a sensitive boy. I was very sensitive to my surroundings.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, it's taken until probably, honestly, in the last couple of years, I'll be 53 in April. Like in my 50s, I finally see that sensitivity as a strength. Yeah. I've often shamed myself for being so sensitive. I've pushed that away because, you know, societally, like, oh, you sensitive little boy, you're going to cry now, you know, like talking down. I get punished for it. Yeah. You get ostracized for it. You get kind of expelled from the group if you're too sensitive. And God, like, our mentor, Luke Adler, has said to me, I don't know how many times he has said to me personally, your sensitivity is your superpower. I'm like, can I get a different superpower? Anyone out there want to trade?
What other superpower would you want?
I don't know. I want to fly. That's one thing I would love to be able to fly like a bird. But
your child would want to be invisible. Maybe that's part of my child. He wanted to be invisible for sure.
When I was a little, like, I wanted to be able to see through things, like to see through walls, like. X-ray vision was like, I think I saw it on a cartoon or something. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
And really, funny. I say that out loud and I realize my sensitivity is that. Yeah. Because it allows me to feel other people. And it's in my 50s, I'm learning that being an empath is very powerful and overwhelming. Right. And when I think back to my childhood, tense, whatever's tense in the air, my bubbles like prevented my nervous system from really being impacted by it. And so I isolated to save myself. That was my way of being protected because I was so sensitive to what was happening and not knowing what it was. Like, something's happening right now. I'm freaking out. I'm going to go hide. Yeah. Now, as I do this work and deepen that awareness, like I'm learning to like titrate my emotional state with the person I'm with and go, holy shit, there's a lot going on inside this person.
Which in turn affects you.
Which in turn affects me. Yeah. And my story for so long has been, what did I do? What did I do to this person to feel what I'm feeling in me that isn't actually mine? Yeah. Right? Like my last relationship, like, it was so up and down, and her emotional state just rattled me. When she was off, I was so off. Yeah. But the translation at the time that I've learned and I'm doing work around is that I'm just feeling her emotional like swings, like that super high highs and super low lows. I'm like, why am I feeling so low right now? Well, part of it is me, but part of it is her. Yeah. But not being able to like be with it and be okay. Right. And that's been, that is my lifelong work now, is now that I'm aware of those things, like, I'm feeling, I want to give an example. My first men's group coming here with you, Oak, maybe it was the second one, but Oak shared something. Yeah. And in his share, I felt it like, oh, wow, I am really feeling his expression right now. But I was so in my body and present with me as I witnessed this man share that I knew that I was feeling his feelings. Yeah. And that they weren't mine. And it was like my mind was blown. Like, for the first time in my life, I was live with my emotion, and I was live with this other person's emotion, and I could differentiate the two. Yeah. And it's like, oh, I want more experiences like that so I can learn to navigate not controlling, but soothing my own nervous system and knowing it's not the same as this other person. Yeah. And it's easier when I just met the man, so I really don't know him well, but I could still tap into it. Yeah. It gets harder as we get to know somebody really well, like an intimate partner.
An enmeshment.
Yeah. And then their triggers show up in ways that you don't expect, and then override that ability to navigate that nervous system regulation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a skill. It's a muscle. It's this sure thing of like constantly asking yourself, once you get some, I don't know, a trigger, or you just notice that all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I'm feeling anxious. Ask yourself, is this mine? Wait, what, is there something that is actively like, I don't know, logically, but like, is there something around me that I know is making me anxious right now? Or is it this person's, or is this person doing something, having a process internally? I've had those moments actually where I've gotten anxious all of a sudden, and I've asked my partner, say, hey, are you feeling anxious at all right now? And to find out, like, yes, they are. And it's still hard to know, like, was I anxious that made them anxious, or was it me? Like, I don't know at that point. But, I would say in that specific example, I'm thinking in my brain, it was like, no, there was really nothing that I can see that would make me anxious in this moment. Yeah. So I learned that through one of Luke's teachers, the breathwork facilitator, healer, David Elliott. Reading his book, he was one of his teachings, part of his teachings is building the strength of your intuition, the connection to your intuition. So that's part of it, is this whole energy thing of like, he was what was he doing? He was having these like this relationship where he's clairaudient is one of his gifts, his main gifts. That means he can hear other people's thoughts. And so, so he'd be having these thoughts and then realizing like, I don't think this is my thought. And he would like share it to his partner at the time. They'd be like, that was weird. Like I was just thinking about that or something. And it's just really bizarre. But thoughts I think are a form of energy. So that's essentially, he was just like, his system was receiving,
super tuned into that,
just like to the energy around him.
I'll trade mine for that one. What is this person thinking?
Just a matter of like, dude, for empaths and highly sensitive people, this piece about like, this is your work to learn how to differentiate what is yours and what is not yours. I mean, it doesn't even matter whose it is. It's just like, okay, I'm in my own energy and I know what that's like. I've gotten really tuned in with that, and it's just, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough, but I love what you said about the men's group and how just being in that field and making that a practice that you return to so much, like you were devoted to a practice powerful. Like that. Yeah. It's like so cool.
Talk about power. It's like that being in that space, like every man needs it, really, and a group that's really not your primary friend group. Right. I mean, that can be part of it.
Yeah. Totally.
But like my men's group that I host at my house, we meet once a month. We started meeting 5 years ago. Wow. It'll be 5 years ago this summer.
Incredible.
And there's like 9 or 10 of us total that, 4 or 5 of us are real regulars, and the other guys drop in and out, which is fine. They have busy lives, and but what's been super powerful with that is I have a depth of a friendship with these men that I often don't really know what's actually happening in their life. Like, like, what do you do for a living, and what are your hobbies and stuff like that? Like that.
What's your middle name?
Yeah. What's your middle name?
Dustin.
Yeah. That stuff just kind of falls to the side because that's not really what's most important. It's really witnessing this man in their pain and holding space for that. And then coming to your men's group, it's been great because it's like, here I am surrounded by a bunch of men I just met. But the container that's created, that you're creating with Oak, is one of safety and one of vulnerability, where we can bring the thing forward that's alive for us in that moment, be witnessed and held. And for me, it's leaning into the hard edge as a leader. Because a lot of these men that show up have never done anything like this before. And to show this man that I've just met, like, hey, this is what's possible. You don't have to go there, but I'm going to show you how far you can go.
This is big. Yeah.
And like gives that man the courage to just take that first step. Cause I've walked that path for a long time, and it feels really great to be able to show up in that way and be able to bring forward a thing that's rough for me and know that I'm not going to be judged for it.
Yeah.
And there's levels of how far you can go depending on the group you're part of, but to be able to bring forward things that are a little bit stuck, or the icky bits, I think, the crunchy things. Like to be able to share that, because the power is every man in the room can relate.
Oh my God.
Like we all have a version of the story that was just shared. Like I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that's struggling with depression. I'm not the only one that's struggling with, this dating scene. I'm not the only one that's feeling like these feelings of inadequacy, that I'm not worthy. All those things, like, there's medicine in that. There's healing that happens in that very moment that is just so fucking amazing.
Yeah. And shocking. It can shock your nervous system.
True.
I mean, in a good way.
Right.
I would say mostly a good way.
Right.
It's like, like your nervous system has such a story of I'm so alone in this.
Yeah.
No other man knows what this is like.
Right.
I must be weird or
Right.
fucked up, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So with that like tightly bound story in your nervous system, it's like, whoa, what the what?
Yeah.
Like, this is, it
And
can
you
be
are-
like that.
You are fucked up, but we're all fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. There's no such thing as like a sanity or a normal like way to I don't know, like I think we're in this age where everyone's realizing that they're either a little traumatized or a lot of traumatized, like you're on that spectrum somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. We've all had a bad moment that has left an imprint on us, whether we're willing to admit it or not. It's there, right? It's like,
and
you don't have to believe
here.
in, you don't have to believe in gravity, but it's still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Gravity is going to continue to always be there too. And but within ourselves, like learning to see and look, be curious about why I do the thing that I do.
Yeah.
That's just like, that's my life. That's how I operate.
It's your work.
Right? It's my work.
Yeah.
And it's the curiosity that keeps me coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
And as the deeper I go, the more aware I am. And the more aware I am, the deeper I want to go. And it's just this great cycle of like continued self-exploration that I think is just, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really a beautiful thing.
It's a path. It is a path that I believe is the one and only truth. Which is like, I sound crazy each time I say that out loud or
no, not
try
crazy.
to say it. I know, but I know that there's other truths, there's other there's other like paths here that is like, you know, is all aligned in some way with the just the flow of the way the universe or the Tao, I guess is the way I would put it.
Right.
And that might look like, you know, one version of that I have such judgment towards. I think probably because I was so attracted to it at the beginning of when I first started being intentional and conscious about what I was doing with life, is the transcendent path, is the renunciate path, is the one where like, I'm going to just like, almost like disown isn't even the right word, because they're not disowning their body or their life, but they're basically becoming like nothing. You know, it's emptiness, devoid of like personality, devoid of like of worldly desires and wants. And I think that we're here to experience life in its totality as much as you possibly can. And so to say like some spiritual practices and whatnot, some traditions will say like anger, bad. Like don't be angry.
Right.
Or some even say
that.
don't have sex, don't experience lust or whatever, you know. Yeah, good luck with that, you know. And like it's just like that stuff I have judgment for. And I think that the only way out of this is through it all. So that means through your anger, will you find freedom. Through your lust and being as conscious and present and connected to it as you can, you will find freedom. Just whatever it is that's right there for you through these teachers, these lessons that you're having in your partnerships, these people you keep attracting that you're like, fuck, I wish I would stop attracting this. Like,
right.
That is the way through to the door of freedom.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's the path that we all individually end up taking. Right.
Yeah. I think.
I mean, I don't know. Now we're getting
tough.
We're dropping into philosophical like the realm of philosophical conversation that I'm like, I have a hard time with because I'm so, what's the word I want to use? Just, it's hard for me to get into that kind of, that space where so many things are possible at once. Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
So true.
my brain just short circuited. So I'm just going to let you guys have that conversation. I'm just going to listen.
Like, I know what I'm doing here. Yeah. I don't care what anybody else is doing, which is that's a good way to look at it too.
I mean, it's interesting, but it can get so tangential and so just like ethereal almost that it's like, I mean, are there truths to it? Sure.
Of course.
Right. And I'm not here to like say one person's right and one person's wrong, but I don't know. That's just an area that to me, it starts to bridge the gap between like who we are and religion. That's my brain, where my brain goes. So philosophy is kind of the bridge in that. And I'm really kind of against like the organized religious part of our world. Yeah. Because of, I'm not going to go down that path, but just because I don't buy into it. I don't buy into that dogma. I think that we're put on this earth to learn the lessons, to heal those lessons, and to hopefully carry forward into the next life that we come back with better than the version that we are in this life. Yeah. And every life we have, we just continue to get better and better at. And maybe those lessons keep repeating themselves in this life that I brought forward from my past life. I just didn't quite learn yet. But I believe we're also in this space of consciousness that's continuing to get bigger and bigger, and like more and more people are starting to wake up and go, oh, well, the reason why this thing that I don't like about myself keeps happening is because of this deep, deep wound that I haven't faced yet.
Unaware.
We're unaware of it. That's the shadow that we're carrying around everywhere we go. And of course, we can never see the shadow because it's always behind us, right? But being curious about it enough to go, why does this thing keep showing up? What is this? Why does this thing keep holding me back in my life? And then I'm a big believer. I'm going to steal this from my friend Sean, who I just did Heart of Shadow with.
Oh, Sean. Oh, man. I love that.
He's like,
man.
I believe that when, his version is God.
Yeah.
Me, it's just
I love
like
that.
the universe, like spirit, like whatever higher power it happens to be, is going to put something in my path to help me learn the lesson that I haven't learned yet.
Yeah.
Whether it's a retreat or a course or a video or a person that comes forward into our life, like, and puts that mirror up, and we're like, oh fuck,
wow,
there's the mirror. Will you please take that mirror away from me? Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I call that the loving mirror. Like, that's that part of us that we're afraid to look at, but we know we need to. Like, deep in our intuition, we know that has to come forward, and that's again powerful when we're open to the learning, when we're open to exploring ourselves deep enough to be able to understand why that piece keeps showing up in our life, how that keeps holding us back, how that keeps repeating itself, so that we finally hopefully learn from it, right?
Yeah. I love when there is a bridge that happens between people who are sort of here, let me see how I want to say this. So you brought up a lot of different ideas and concepts. Like, some of them were touching on like Hinduism, Buddhism. There's Taoism in there. There's even ways of Christianity shows up. Yeah. All these like sort of like they're like ways of explaining the this situation, ways of explaining the universe, kind of just like cookie cutted, like just concentrated into one like definable way. It's all kind of saying the same thing, but what has really been I think the issue with like Christianity specifically and other religions, of course, is that they've totally thrown the darkness out of its awareness, of its teachings. Okay. And consciousness is like, it's like a flashlight, and in the work, what we get to do is we get to expand that, our like what we can see, and with the flashlight. It's, it's not practical to always have the flashlight so expanded, because we need to have it narrow so we can focus on things and deal with our day-to-day stuff. But in the work and in the, whether it's therapy or men's groups or shadow work stuff, like, or just conversations, we can or relationship, we can expand that light of consciousness to see the darker parts of ourselves, the parts that we don't normally see that are, creating our life, that are influencing the things that we do.
Right.
And I think Christianity, modernized Christianity, really, really missed that part of it. It's just totally devoid of looking at those darker parts. Whereas I think Jesus, like the reason Christianity exists, Jesus, his teachings are very much
about that,
about the light and the dark. Like God shines the sun, shines the light of the sun on the good and the evil.
Yeah.
No difference, and he reigns on the good and the evil. He really encompassed it all, and I just don't know how it got so rejected in that. I'm sure there's a lot to say about that.
Yeah, like I don't know if we want to go down that
but
path
that's
too
the
deep,
problem with organized religion.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It's cherry
with
picking.
It. Yeah,
that's the problem I have with really any organized religion is.
Yeah.
To me, the way I see and why I have such resistance to it is it's used as a tool to bring fear into people's lives so that it can manipulate them. Instead of living authentically through yourself and your own experience and not letting somebody else tell you what to be. The teachings of, and I'm not a religious scholar by any means, but like I understand like most of the religions in the world are really the fucking same.
Yeah,
they're just written from a different person's perspective.
Yeah.
And the struggle I have with any religious document, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, anything that's out there, is it's a version of somebody's experience, right? And we all know that we could both have the same exact real world experience and have a completely different response inside and a different recollection of what actually happened. So I guess my point in that is like, who's to say that was right?
Right.
I often have heard this term used, like history is written by the side that won, right? In good and bad, like it's being told from a person's perspective. And how accurate were they? Were they jaded in any way? Did they have a slant that they brought forward that maybe wasn't the whole truth?
Yeah.
We'll never know. And so to put faith in something like that, to tell you how to be, I just operate off the very simple rule, like do unto others as I'd want them to do unto me.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that's from the Bible or not, but it sounds, as I say it sounds a little bit biblical, but it's like, the golden rule, right?
Yeah.
Be a good human. Have compassion for others. If you don't have empathy inside of you, learn how to feel it.
Yeah.
And just show up in the world and just leave it better than you found it. That's something I was taught by my grandpa. Like, if you borrow something from somebody, you bring it back to them better than they gave it to you. Yeah. No matter how incremental that is, you always do more than was expected of you. And I live by that standard in the world. And then I try to apply that to myself and in just my own work of like, am I better today than I was yesterday? Well, maybe not, but you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up about it or try not to. Yeah. Some days it's tough.
Yeah.
Most days it's tough.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm on the trajectory of just continuing to be better because I'm there. It's baked into me. Yeah. Right. I don't know if that really answers your question. It kind of feels like we just kind of went all over the place with all that, but also very, very poignant.
Yeah. No, it was perfect. And I want to relate it back to shadow work and the shadow, but I have to pee really quick. Okay. And the listeners know that this is what I do. I go pee in the middle of every single episode, so we will pause and be right back. We're going to somehow relate what you just said to... And we're back, and somehow I am going to tie things back to shadow work, what he was talking about, because what I was thinking about when you brought up the golden rule was like obviously a yes, that's right. But what's in the way of that? What's in the way of, what's off about it? There's like something off about it too in my body, in my understanding, and it has to do with the shadow. It has to do with there's a reason why people can't do unto others as they would like to have done to themselves. And think about this as well, that like a lot of us aren't treating ourselves very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of shadow content here that needs to be worked with until that golden rule actually is I don't know, like applicable or achievable for or like practical.
Yeah, practical. Yeah. Where it's almost automatic too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. It's like, okay, because I mean, so many people are driven by their fear. They're driven by their unprocessed emotions. They're driven by their wounds, their attachment styles, their things that they gathered and put in their bag, as they grew up as children. And so I was thinking about it too when you were saying like my grandpa taught me to bring things back better than they found it. And I thought, what about the people who normally don't bring the thing back at all?
Yeah.
Like, because that's part of their, the thing that they're working on. Like, I've borrowed books that I've never returned before, and it's just like, that's part of a pattern of mine. And how big it would be just to even bring it back at all, even if it's tattered, even if it's like, whoa, what'd you do? Go backpacking for 3 months in the wilderness with that book? Yes, I did.
As a matter of fact,
but I brought it back. You don't know how big that actually is for me. Like, how much work I had to do to get to that point.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, we're both shadow work guys, I would say. And that's what I love. It's such a relief to have somebody on the podcast that thinks that sees the world and sees the work in that way. Because I just so like passionately believe that becoming more aware of what we are unaware of, which is so infinitely rich, is going to make the changes in not only our beings in our lives, but the lives around us. Because one person's work is another person's work.
Right.
And you get to find out for yourself why you do the things that you do. Like, that is your responsibility. And if you want to figure that out, then I really hope you do.
Yeah. If you're out there listening to this, we invite you in.
Yeah. So and then you can find out like, there could be even a chance that this pattern of bringing things back even better than you found it could be related to this caregiving thing you're talking about. Like, I need to bring it back so that I can maybe I'll get love that way. And I'm not saying that's you, but I'm just saying that is a possibility that we must, I mean, maybe not everyone, but I definitely am curious about.
Yeah. We need to consider it. Right. As you said it, I was like, oh, huh.
Yeah, I did see your face. You were like, whoa. Wait, did I get love from my grandpa because I was a good boy and I brought things back to him better than I found it? Because that's what he told me I need to do.
Yeah.
Which is okay. There's these virtues that we learned in ways like that.
And I want to flip it. Like, how often when people don't, like somebody takes for granted something I've offered and they don't return it the way I would expect it, does that mean they don't love me?
Yeah.
Right? Is that the opposite of what, I was thinking about in my last relationship? Like, she was really messy and she knew that I wasn't. And she knew that I had a high bar for cleanliness and organization.
Yeah.
And she, I think subconsciously, would be messy and in a way to get back at me when she was upset with me. Like, just leave a mess, like, fuck him. Almost. And I don't know if it's conscious or not. Like, and that doesn't really matter, but it's an interesting reflection back to me. Like, did I feel less than because this other person did this thing that I think they know about me? Right? It's interesting. It's just an interesting kind of reflection, like, as you said that, like, to go, how does that show up in my world?
This is also where it gets even crazier. How are you The fact that, okay, this is what I've realized too. Anytime I'm happy, my sadness is in my shadow because it's out of my consciousness, out of the light. Anytime I'm sad, happiness is in there. You're bringing up this trait of yours of like, I'm hyper clean and organized. That means to me that the messy part of you, the part that's allowed to be messy, is in the shadow.
Yeah.
And so how is it that you might actually be in some way, I'm not saying this is true, in some way, like
inviting that in,
bringing that in. Yeah. Like you're saying, it is subconscious in her mind. That's part of her thing,
right?
Like that she needs to evaluate and work with,
right.
like especially when you're in a relationship, these things come up where it's like, hey, I don't appreciate you being messy, and what are you going to do? Be like, well, sorry, that's just what I do. No, as a loving partner, you're going to be like, oh wow, I'm unaware that I was so messy, and how much that bothers you means a lot to me, and I want to do something about that. So I'm going to start bringing more awareness to it. But I'm just saying, because like my work too, I'm realizing like the parts that are in my shadows, it's actually being externalized now. Through my relationships.
I really like how you brought that forward. I hadn't really considered it in that way. Like when one thing is very present, there's another part that's in the shadow. I hadn't come full circle on that. So thank you for that kind of exploration of the shadow in a way that's just always there, right? Our shadows are always with us. I mean, they are, I know that, but in the way you just described it, that was very powerful. Yeah. What the hit I got on that, especially around the clean, messy piece, was how uptight I can get, right? How, like, to me, it has become, and I've done a lot of work with my therapist around this, like, my home is clean, organized, and it's consistently the way I want it because it's how I've learned to regulate myself. It's my safe spot.
Yeah, exactly.
And when it's messy or when things are out of order, I can feel my nervous system get dysregulated. And so it goes way back to childhood. Like my space was always like, everything was where it was supposed to be ever since I can remember. And it's become even heightened more as I've gotten older because I appreciate it. And it brings me, there's a piece of it that actually brings me some joy to like look at my space and see everything the way I want it. And and aesthetically it's pleasing to my eye. Yeah. But to flip the script on myself, like what's that preventing me from seeing in myself that I might benefit from? Like being a little bit messy, letting things be a little bit disorganized, letting my, not being so, I interpret it as not being so uptight about things. Like I'm so serious at times, and especially around my space. Yeah. And I was that way with her when we were in a relationship. Like I'd get so like vigilant around cleaning because I knew she was messy. Yeah. And my excuse that I would use is, well, I'm just helping keep things clean as you go. But then I was like hawking over her, and she I'm sure didn't like having that presence. And I know it didn't feel good, but my nervous system was so dysregulated. That was the only thing I could do to keep the space around me calm enough to where I wasn't just going to like feel like I was going to explode. Yeah. Right.
That's real. That is so real. And this feels so personal to me because this is like what's happening is present. This is present in my relationship too. I'm the one that's a little what's the word, more liberal with my mess, or like just like a little more like laissez-faire. But my partner is hyper clean and organized the way that you're talking about. I would say you guys relate so much on that. And they've also explained that a very similar sensation of like, I'm so dysregulated when it's messy and there's like crumbs on the counter and that I feel like I might explode. I don't know if that was her exact wording, but what you said felt really related to what I think her experience might be. It's really real. And I'm looking at this book called The Brain That Changes Itself. And this is something that Luke actually just recently referred me to this book to read it. And it's probably one of the greatest books on neuroplasticity, especially for the layman people, lay people, to understand how the brain is a map, and how it can totally, the topography can change.
Malleable.
It's malleable.
Yeah.
And however, so when these things happen, somewhere in there, it talks about he talks about how intense, he can talk about it in a neuroscience-y way of how intense it is when something in your environment is off, or like goes against something that's in your brain map, that's like, this is normal, like this is my normal, and something's outside of that, how intensely that can be.
Well, that definitely add that to my reading list.
You gotta add that to your reading list, dude.
Brain science is really fascinating,
and he does such
way
a
over
good
my
job.
head, but
yeah, way over your head.
No pun intended.
Well, he does a really great job. So understandable, so digestible,
cool.
So quick. It's a quick and easy read too.
Nice.
But I think continuing with this example, what I think that dysregulation is it is something that is so intense that it makes it impossible for me to want to be present with it. Or it makes it really hard.
Really hard, yeah.
Really hard to be present with it or connected to it. It's like, honestly, I don't want to feel that. I don't want that at all. No, like don't. And so the way that why I'm bringing up the brain that changes itself, and this is my work, this is everybody's work, is that how can we be with those, that intensity?
Yeah.
How can we be with that? Because that is actually going to change your brain.
Yeah.
Being with it.
Yeah, I think about how we cope.
Yeah.
Or what we use to numb, what we use to distract ourselves from that feeling.
Porn, cannabis.
Yeah, weed, alcohol.
Yeah.
Exercise can be a form of that,
totally.
hopefully, as long as you're not like manic about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's healthy ways to avoid it, and then there's unhealthy ways.
Yeah.
I guess they're probably relative to the work of shadow work. They're not, I don't want to use unhealthy or healthy. There's awareness and lack of awareness.
That's it. Yeah.
The piece of work I did with my men on Monday was around lust for women. And what triggered me was seeing a beautiful woman and just being like, God damn.
Yes.
And she was not available, right? Like I can't reach out. I can't even ask this person out because it's just not possible. It's not acceptable from the standpoint of where I'm coming from, without going into too much detail. But I've had this feeling in my body throughout my life. And often what happens is I hear this voice that says, it's not fair that I can't have that. It's not fair that I can't be with that woman because I'm so attracted. Like there's a carnal lust there. And it's my coping mechanism is like, I'll go find some hot woman online that I can jerk off to. And like, there she is. Okay. And then I get that release, and that my nervous system goes back to regulated. I can feel the dysregulated state once I see her, and I'm living in this space of like, it's not fair. I really want that. Why can't I have that?
It's intense.
It's very intense.
Yeah.
And like my coping mechanism is to let it out, literally.
Exactly.
But I was very conscious to that happening on Monday. And I was like, okay, here it is. And I just came from the Heart of Shadow weekend, which we can tap into.
Cohort number 7?
Cohort number 7.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got to be on.
That's incredible.
We haven't really like solidified what we are. I call myself an assistant. Sherpa. Well, Luke and Jason are the Sherpas. I see them as the Sherpas. We're like the Sherpa to the Sherpa.
A Sherpa to the Sherpa? I thought there was one thing above a Sherpa. Was it like, I mean, like you got the guide, then you got the Sherpas.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought.
Yeah.
whatever.
Anyway, I call myself an assistant. I'm on the backup team. I'm here to, anyway, our role, Sean and I's role was to be there in support of these other men that are going through the program that we've gone through.
Yeah.
And having come out of that, I was like, Monday, it was very raw. Everything was very real. Like the connections that I made through the weekend just deepened. And, but I was like, okay, here's a piece that I get to do some work around. And thank God I got my call with my men from my cohort, number 5, a year ago.
Wow. Holy cow.
Like we meet twice a month, and I hadn't been on that call for about 2.5 months because I've been in the other cohort, which the call is at the exact same time. So I was on
Mondays.
But my men were like, hey, it's totally cool. You're being in service to other men.
Yeah. They
totally
get it.
understand. Yeah. So I was able to bring that to them, and they led me down the path to where I got to meet that 3-year-old boy. And
powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm still like metabolizing that. Like, what does this really mean? How is this showing up? But I've noticed, like, I've seen attractive women since, and I've had a similar experience, but I'm like, oh, as that has risen inside of me, I just think about, okay, it's my little boy that really needs comforting right now. It's not about jerking to some hot chick on the internet. Yeah. Fantasizing about the woman I just saw. It's like, that's actually that part of me that needs love, right? That needs to be loved wholly because he was scared for whatever reason. And it's weird to me to make the correlation, like my 3-year-old self and myself now, like fantasizing about some hot woman. Like, how did those two connect? That seems weird because there's nothing sexual about the 3-year-old boy. Right. But it's all about love. It all comes back to finding that connection inside myself. Yeah. And loving that part of me that never got the love that he needed, whether it was from my dad or from my mom or both, whatever it was. You know, in the case of my work on Monday, was actually, interestingly, it wasn't about seeking love from my mom. It was about seeking love from my dad. And like that male figure is what was soothing, and how powerful it was to love myself from that masculine. Like, it's okay. It's okay to have these feelings of lust. It's okay to have this, like, what do I do with this? But not act on it in a way that isn't necessarily healthy. Like, just be with it. I guess to your point, like, here's this thing surfacing. How do I, oh fuck, here it is. Okay. Yeah. And not going to the vice that we've, trained ourselves. We've trained our nervous system that works because it's so quick, right? Yeah. I can go fantasize and let one in our cohort. One of the guys coined, we all need to blow our nose every once in a while, right? I was like, we all just died laughing. So like, true. That is so true. We all need to blow our nose from time to time. I love some that more often than others.
So much, dude. Some of the best things ever some of the best through.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
So it's that liminal space of, like, we are just so present. Yeah. We're just so here with each other. Yeah. So free. We're free. Like that, the retreat is like the freest you can ever feel.
Yeah. And for some of these guys coming in, like never experiencing anything like it before.
Great. I mean, I didn't when I went through it. So yeah, I went through it in 2022, 2023, and I can't remember which year. Maybe 2022 going into 2023. But I also did the Sherpa assistant role for the Heart of Shadow number 6, and I love the way you explained it, just like being there supporting guys going through it for the first time and all that. And I just wanted to touch on that it's just so happy that you did it, because
me too.
For you and especially for those guys, like the way you show up for other men and your relatability is just so on point. Yeah, makes people feel so safe and
and I feel
so invited.
I feel so good in that space.
Oh,
like I feel
amazing
like
in that space.
It's like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, is how I feel when I'm in that space. Yeah, even if I don't get to share, like I get to. I mean, that was the weekend. Like, because we're assistants, I had things coming up for me. That's why it was so beautiful that I had my call Monday night.
Oh, and Sean too.
Well,
hopefully,
I mean, Sean and I talked about some stuff, but there wasn't a lot of space for it, really, because we were pretty. Anytime we had a break, I was taking care of myself. Just like we were out in this beautiful retreat.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that because it's a new space.
Yeah, it's a new space.
I got to do the last Bell Valley one.
Yeah,
or Whisper
Tree.
Whisper Tree. Yeah.
So we were up near Corvallis, Philomath area.
Wow.
Up in the mountains or the hills, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it was just beautiful to be in nature. So, anytime it's a big part of we had a break, there was like a 1 mile long like logging road that we could go walk.
Oh, cool.
In nature, just hit the reset button, get grounded, and recharge myself because the point of me being in this group was to be in support of these men.
Right.
Helping Jason and Luke carry the load. Sean and I carried, we carried a burden of that work as well. And to be in the space and to witness these men cracking open, I like to say, for them to go, oh my God, I understand why I do what I do now. And now that the awareness is there, the work begins, right? And we're always moving towards that next cracking.
Yeah.
But to see like the opening and then to see the love, the bond between all these men get stronger and stronger and stronger, and to be part of that and to be just, I mean, fuck, I would love to live my life in that space always.
Right. And that's
not always
possible,
possible,
but
we're
trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard men say that this was the first time in decades or maybe their life that they've ever felt anything.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh my God, that's like at its like simplest, in its simplest way to describe what we do. We just help people feel, which means that they become more alive, which means so much good things, like to become more alive and online. There's so much more energy available to us when we feel. And so this is really interesting. I wanted to tie it back to what you were talking about just now too, about the lust and the little boy. And it's funny when you said it's not fair. Like I imagined a little boy saying that, which that's how it's been for me too. When I'm like, it's not fair. And like, it's true. It's not fair. And we, let's honor that for sure. It's not fair. I wish I could also be with, have been with all the women I found attractive throughout my life. Like, and when I couldn't, I was like, like, and did the same thing you did, would go online and visit all the sites. And have that like moment of like, yay, like it almost feels like it's real right now. Like it's actually being, realized. And then the release, but really what you found out and what I've also found out is that was a way to not feel all of the complexity and challenging feelings that's associated with that experience. It's not fair. Like, gosh, I really want that human, but I can't. And whole context. Yeah,
I'm not good enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not brave enough. All the I'm not a.
Oh my God!
It's like you can write a litany of it all.
It's and
it's all fucking bullshit too.
Yeah,
it's all self-imposed story. And to coin a phrase that I remember from Tony Robbins: "Change your story, change your life." Yeah, that's the work, right? So true. Like learning, but so often what shadow work brings forward is now you see the story. Because so often it's subconscious. It's just living through us and we don't even know we're doing it. Yeah. And now once the story becomes apparent, like, oh, now I get to either continue to do the story consciously and know what it's going to do to me, or I can go to work on rewriting the story. And it takes time. Yeah. It's not an instant change, but the change is instant.
Yeah. And for me, there's simultaneously there's two things happening. One, as I become aware of my story, which has been a part of me, like I've heard from past partners saying like, you don't own your narrative, like you don't own your story. And they were right, because I was, ashamed of it and all the things. And what happens simultaneously is as you start to, I mean, for me, I've literally like wrote out my story, like written it out so I could see it and process it as I'm writing it, and like learn so much about myself through that. What I found is that I'm first off relating differently now to my story. Since I'm aware of it, I can now relate differently to it.
That's awesome.
And I think for me, that's where I needed to start first. Like that's where I can see the power in the truth of it's not fair. I'm not enough. All that whole litany of that. I can see the power in that, and how that's like part of my story. That's part of me. And then I change it too. It's like, well, because I now see the value in having even just experienced the I'm not enoughness, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm blah, 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 blah. I can now like change it. Yeah. And whatever that looks like, maybe I change it to like, well, I am enough and I've always been enough. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm for some reason, I feel like that's an important point to make for me, where it's like, I feel like I'm simultaneously changing it and not changing it. And I definitely know I'm relating differently to it first. And then, yeah, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 I'm curious what you think about that.
I mean, it's layers, right?
Yeah.
It's like, the analogy of as you peel back the onion, there's layers upon layers upon layers. And it's deepening it and then integrating it at this, like, here's this part of me. Now I have the pleasure of rewriting it.
Yeah.
Right. And then as we rewrite it, we find another layer, and then we find another layer.
Yeah.
And like,
so
now that's
true.
going to change the story even more. Oh shit. I didn't realize that part of myself, and that's how it's impacted these parts. And I think that answers your question. It's what I feel in my gut. Like,
I think the question is can we change our story? Like, what does that actually, I guess that's what I'm wondering. Like, can we change our story? Can we just add to it? I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on that right now.
I totally believe we can change our story if we want to.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, knowing what the story is so that we have some editability. That's a word.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
Right. To me, that's the first phase of it, is like, now I know this is what I do.
Yeah.
Now it's up to me to choose to continue to do it. And some things are easier than others. The things that have been with us since we can remember, since my 3-year-old boy, like how is that 3-year-old boy that I finally got in touch with, how are the ways that he is impacting me today? Well, I know one, but how many other ways?
Yeah. Which are a lot
right.
of ways.
So
yeah.
I know one is part of the story. It's part of the narrative, but I also am sure that there's many other ways that he's impacting who I am today.
Yeah.
And as those come to light, as those become real for me, and I can see them, the shadow gets exposed, then it's up to me to choose. Is that good? Is that bad? Not even good or bad, but does that serve me? Is that still going to serve me?
Question, yeah.
And it's okay if it does, or it's okay that maybe you're not ready to let go of that, but now you're actively choosing that piece of yourself versus it just running you from the shadow.
Is that where the story changes?
That's where the story changes.
I think I was getting stuck on the past, like what I've lived and what's happened to me thus far. Like my brain was saying, like, there's no changing that. Yeah, that happened.
Right. You can't change what happened to you, but you can change how you responded to it.
Right. So the way I relate to it is
the relationship
now
with that party.
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was a time when I couldn't even speak about my past.
Right.
I couldn't speak about the things that happened or the things I did because I was so much guilt and shame and all this other baggage with it.
Right.
And as I became connected more to that, then it's like, now I can speak about my past in a way that's like, it's matter of fact. And it feels I feel neutral almost to it.
Well, and especially around shame and guilt, like we can be ashamed of something we've done.
Yeah.
But not shame ourselves, right? And I think that's
right. That's a great distinction. Yeah.
I've talked with Luke about this many a times. Like
Yeah.
shame is the most nefarious little fucker out there because it manifests in so many different ways.
Yeah.
That shadow is so invasive because of how it shows up, and it's hard to see.
Oh my
because
gosh.
it's almost shape-shifting all the time.
I know.
Right? But what you've done is you have changed your relationship with the shame around the thing you've done, and you've said, I'm ashamed that I did the thing, instead of I'm a bad person because I've done the thing. And that's the power move you've done.
That's the power.
And that's the story you're rewriting.
Yeah.
And it's constantly evolving. It's constantly changing. And I want to come back to something you said a second ago that I thought of, and I shared with the men at the end of the retreat. I think the most powerful thing for me that I like to share around men's work, shadow work, and I think this ties back to your rewriting the story, is there's the parts of us that we didn't know about that we now know.
Yeah.
And now that we know, often, and this is my experience, often I'm in resistance to that now. Like, I know that's the part of me. I fucking hate it. I want to change it. I'm fighting against it.
Yeah.
And what shadow work has taught me is to develop a new relationship with the part of me that I've always resisted.
Yeah.
Maybe because I didn't know it and maybe I didn't understand it.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, there's that part of me.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, you can give it a voice, you can give it a name, but it's now that part of me is in the room, and I used to fight you, but now I'm going to love you. And so it's changing the relationship with the parts of ourselves so that there's a healthier outcome.
Right. Oh my God.
And to me, that's the move, right? As we deepen our understanding, our power move. As we deepen our understanding and deepen our awareness, now it's up to the conscious man that I am today, the adult in the room, to say, okay, little boy, I know that you were scared. Now I understand how to love you. So I'm going to love you now. Instead of resisting, like shaming you for being afraid, if that's your narrative, or just burying it because it was just something you couldn't deal with. Like, I'm going to be here to show you love so that you can step forward and show the fear that you might be carrying, and know that it's safe now.
Yeah. I'm in my head thinking that there's the difference between well, maybe it's not the difference, but there's a separateness in there versus the total total you pervasiveness. I can be, when I would get in the shame spiral, I was the shame spiral.
Yeah.
That's all I was.
Yeah.
That's it. And I could not separate the shame spiral or the little boy that was hurt or sad or in trouble, in their head, from the capital S self that you're talking about, the evolved conscious man.
Right.
And so there's like this sense of like separateness, but it's closeness. Like, it's not separateness where like they're a mile away from me. I'm just going to keep them way down there, over there in the basement. There's a separateness, but it's closeness. There's closeness there. There's intimacy there. Where it's like, okay, yeah, hey dude, like, I see you, and I see what's going on. I understand, like, that triggered you there. Okay, what's going on? Like, what do you need?
Yeah.
That's like that's the fruit.
Yeah.
That's the power move. That's the fruit of this work, is to be able to be separate from those stuff. It's not gonna go anywhere. I mean, like, it's gonna be with you the rest of your life. That's the story. It's written in stone, essentially. What's happened to you is there.
Yeah. You change the meaning of it, though.
Yeah.
Like, that happened, and I used to think I'm a bad person because I thought I was responsible for what happened.
Yeah.
And now it's, that happened, and I've learned from it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
I'm ashamed of the thing that I did, but it isn't who I am.
Yeah. That's it. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I felt you in the, like, the way you explained the difference there. I'm ashamed of what happened and what I did. And that's not who I am. I'm not, and I learned from that. That's it's just totally different essence than like the shame spiral of like, you can't, honestly, there's no movement there. There's nothing you can learn when you're in the shame spiral. There's nothing.
No, you're trying to get out of it.
You're trying to get out of it. And you're, like you said, you were resisting, you were fighting.
Or you're sending it on to someone else. Like shame so often becomes a projectile.
Aggression. Yeah.
You're the reason,
Yeah.
I'm unhappy because you did this thing to me, and that's really shame speaking. Often shame just, it can't take accountability for what's happening.
That's right.
Because it thinks that you're attacking self.
Yeah.
When all we're saying is, you did this thing and it hurt me.
Yeah.
I know that you're not the thing, but you did the thing. And to me, when something like that happens, often sorry is given as, I'm so sorry I did that.
Yeah.
Great. Now do something about it.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
That phrase, like, this is one of my favorite. I always have to stop and think. Love requires action. Trust requires proof. And sorry requires change.
Requires change. Wow.
And to me, it's like,
where'd that come from?
I read it somewhere along the way in my healing journey, and I'm like, oh, that's so true.
That's right.
Like, all three of them are just like, and to me, that's interpersonal relationship. Like, we're gonna do things. We're gonna cause, hurt in relationship, and if we can take account, those are like the ultimate accountability pieces, right? If we do something and break the trust of somebody, then I got to go to work on change, like creating. I got to do enough to prove to them that I'm now trustworthy again.
Yeah.
Because trust doesn't come just automatic. Like, something you do, I'm like, oh, I can trust this guy because of something that is in my narrative around building trust. If I fuck up, I'm sorry. I'm going to change that part of me because it hurt you. Not because you're asking me to change, but because I realize that part of me is actually probably shadow in some way, and it's showing up in an unhealthy way in the relationship. And I've got to go to work on that. The mirror is in my face now.
Yeah.
It's time to do some work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird because the examples I'm seeing in my head are actually lately been not even like that I'm hurting someone, and which then necessitates that they need to like say something, like, I don't know, make a request or clear something. It's not necessarily that I hurt them. Maybe I made them uncomfortable, or maybe I just missed the mark in some way and missed something. That's for some reason in the last year, I've had in my partnership them tell me like something as simple as like, can you remember to please like change the toilet paper roll when you finish it? Like, if you were the last one who finished it. And I swear, dude, I kid you not, that has sent me into total shame spiral turmoil. And it's been like, I'm like, for some reason, reflecting on how I can receive something that's actually like, I actually did something bad that hurt you and it's very obvious. I can receive that. At least I've done a lot of work with this lately, so it's different now. Yeah. Fortunately, I can receive that the fact that I hurt you way easier than I can something very simple like, please, can you make sure to I don't know, wipe the counter after you feel like made a sandwich.
Is it a feeling of disappointing the other? Is that where that's coming from? It's what it sounds like to me, or I get the sense.
Yeah, it's a feeling of like, man, I did it again. Like
there's that shame.
There's the shame. Like, I did it. Like,
I'm a bad person.
Because I missed the mark and I wasn't mindful, or gosh, I do so much. Like, can you just like give me a break on this one thing? Like, I do so much other good things. Like, I give so much in other ways.
Right.
And
Yeah, we're often not seen for what we want to be valued as.
Yeah.
And when somebody points out something that we know they want and we don't hit that mark, it seems to hurt so much more than see me for who I am. And I think that's a big piece of the men's work that I'm experiencing and seeing in other men, is just being seen for who I am and not having any strings attached or have any ... afterwards. Right. Like,
right.
You were great, but
and that's what's sweet about the men's work, is that is a space that we can actually experience unconditional love.
Yeah.
And there's no strings attached. It is pure unconditional love in all of your messiness, because that's just the relationship. That's the container. That's what we're there to do.
Yeah.
However, I don't believe that unconditional love should be an expectation in relationship.
Why is that?
Because I think that unconditional love can be a way. Let me see. It's like, I think there's some bypassing that can happen in intimate relationships. And to expect your partner to give you unconditional love no matter what you do, even though they might not like it.
Right.
I think is doing the relationship a disservice. It's maybe even doing you personally a disservice.
So you've equated unconditional love with, I just had it. The idea of giving, like letting. Boy, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Like abandoning yourself. Is that what?
Yeah. I think so.
There's kind of a connection between the two.
That's what it sounds like. And it works in the men's group container. It works to, like, in your therapist,
right?
Like a therapist should love you unconditionally. They should be impartial,
right,
to the total complex mess that you are, and be there, like, unwavered. They should be a solid mountain there.
But in your partnership,
if you keep doing the thing that makes them, that's like, a partnership's different. I'm choosing to show up every day to be with you.
Right.
And I'm like choosing, like, this needs to work for me as well.
Right.
This needs to work for both of us.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I have every right to leave. You have every right to leave.
Right.
You do not have to, like, there's no transaction here. I'm not paying you to stay here.
Yeah, so it's more of an interpretation of what does unconditional love really mean? How do we define it? Because I think there's, as you describe it, like to me, I'm kind of trying to draw this image of, in the men's work, like in men's group, like we're just giving love to this man, no judgment. Like his story, I'm not going to...
I don't have to go to sleep with him afterwards.
Right. And I get to just love this human because that's what they never got, was love.
Yeah.
And I'm going to love them in the way that I can. But in relationship, there are definitely expectations start to build, right?
There's conditions that need to be met.
Right. Yeah, that's a tough one.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I know, because I've seen it in... I know.
I'm deep in it right now.
I'm deep in the stew, dude.
I guess I would challenge the term unconditional and replace it with just appreciation for, right? Knowing that we're two separate human beings, me and my partner, if I had a relationship, like trying to meet them where they're at and asking them to meet me where I'm at, while simultaneously encouraging and fostering a sense of bettering themselves.
Yeah.
And then having clear communication around boundaries around what certain things are important. And, then you run into the situation where, like you described, forgetting to change the toilet paper roll, like, oh, fuck, I did it again.
Yeah.
Well, that's the shame. And that's you. That's on you.
Yeah.
Not to necessarily perform for the partner, but to start to like deepen your understanding of, first, why does that sting that I'm getting when I get that feedback?
Yeah.
And is that sting putting a light on a part of you that actually is preventing you from showing up for your partner in the way that they want you to?
Yeah.
Like, how does that come full circle? No idea.
Yeah.
But that's the work.
Right. Well, I mean, I can only speak from experience, and from what I'm learning is that simultaneously we're living our present, past, and future in our relationships. And
so true.
And so in intimate partnerships, it kind of touches on, like, for example, we want to have kids one day. Like you said, trust requires proof.
Yeah.
In order for them to trust me to be the father of their children one day, which is a huge leap of faith. Like, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like growing a thing inside of your belly, bringing it out to the world, and like who's around you to help support that? Like you better hope that the person that's right there is solid.
Right.
Like that, that's some conditions to live by, that and that's a choice I have to make. Right. Do I want to step up and from what based on like our conditions and circumstances here, like I'm seeing that there's a way that I can show up and prove that she can trust me and that I can trust myself as well.
Yeah.
So it's like the toilet paper roll isn't the best example. It's just the lightest example I could think of.
Simple, easy,
but
relatable.
It relates to other things that have proven to her that I actually might not have it together in order that would indicate that I'm ready to be a father, And if that's the case, and if I keep showing up in that way and she wants to have children, like I would by all means, like she needs to make that decision to, someone, whoever's in that position should make the right decision that is for them and for their children that they're eventually going to have. Right. So it is not unconditional.
It takes us to the third part of that quote is sorry requires change. Right.
Exactly.
So you need to change relative to her expectations, but she also has to come into it with, maybe I need to lower my standard around certain things. Yeah. Because my partner's not able to meet me there and until they're able to meet me there. Yeah. Right. Like finding that common ground that I mean, that's what relationship is. It's compromise. Right?
It really is.
It's finding the places where like, nope, I won't compromise on this thing. You won't compromise on that thing, but everything else is free game. Like, okay, I can be more messy or I can be more clean or whatever. We got to meet somewhere in the middle and to know that we're going to have our moments where we're on and there's going to be moments when we're off.
Oh yeah. There's seasons to this thing, man. And I was totally thinking about the messy and clean thing. 'Cause it's probably impossible to imagine meeting someone, like finding your future partner and then being that level of having that level of cleanliness and organization. Or it might be impossible. Like you might find someone in that way, but maybe there's other differences, like in values, like core values are different.
Yeah, those become non-negotiables, right?
Those
you got to find out.
To be really,
You want to try to find those out early. Like
you got to find those out early.
Do they want kids or not want kids?
That's a big one.
Yeah, right. Like for me, like I don't want to have children. I mean, I go. There's times when I wonder, did I miss out on that? But having my own, I'm like I'm at the age where having a newborn right now would I don't know if I could tell. I'm a bit of I'm fairly selfish, so like giving up my time to that. But you never know. Like I could meet somebody and just like radically change my mind on that.
You never know. You never know. I definitely at a young age, at 20, I was very close to getting a vasectomy. Or 22. Sorry, 22. I was very close. I went and got the consultation done and booked a date, and then didn't do it.
33, I got mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
33.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be one son of a gun to try and try to what do they call it? Reverse that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
It is possible.
I mean, I'm sure it's possible. I've never really looked into it, you know, or I could do.
At 33.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying all that because there was a partner that got me, that kind of changed my mind about it. I was like, okay, I could kind of see this. But it was super obvious when I met my current partner that I wanted to grow a family with her. She had this motherly instinct and essence to her that I was like, it was the right
like
person.
no-brainer.
It was like no brainer. Like I want this with her. So I'm really grateful that I didn't get the vasectomy.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that because it's like like you said, there could be a specific human that you meet that it's like,
oh fuck,
whoa,
Yeah.
I actually could see this happening, and I want this. And man, it'd be really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's undeniably beautiful anytime a new life comes into this world.
Yeah.
It's a reason to celebrate.
Yeah.
And it's a reason to grieve too at the same time. It's like, oh man, here's another being that is going to suffer so much in unimaginable ways. And so what do we do about that? I was like, okay, we do our work and we evolve and continue to grow our consciousness. Like you said earlier, we just keep growing our consciousness, and it gets transferred onto them, to that level of consciousness gets transferred onto them.
Yeah.
And then they can grow that consciousness with whatever it is they're working with in their life. I have to pee again, and then I think we're going to maybe wrap this up. Okay. This has been so juicy. I'm going to pee again. Okay, bye. Oh my God. How have you not peed? Hey, and we're back on just like that. Never went anywhere. The illusion is clear. Dustin, I really want to hear your explanation, or at least your interpretation of what it means to love forward. Because you said something earlier before we started recording. I was like, oh, I feel like this guy understands loving forward more than I do. And the way you say it too is just so beautiful. So I think that's, I'm very curious what's coming up for you there.
Well, I come back to the quote. The first line is love requires action. Yeah. Well, what is, like, loving is an action, right?
Yeah, I'm going to write that down too really quick.
And so to me, the loving forward is, it's movement forward. We're always moving forward as beings in this world. Even if we feel like we're moving backwards at times, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, it's the action of leading with the heart. It's being intentional around that energy as well.
Yeah.
And let me just kind of feel into that for just a moment more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's action. You know, it's the intent of learning to trust that your body knows.
Yeah. Oof.
And through that movement, we're bringing love into the world. And I don't know, I love the way it sounds. More loving forward. It's like it's got there's intentionality there. There's obviously love is in there.
Yeah.
It's movement. And there's a power to it. It's, love is just so fucking powerful.
So powerful. It's the most powerful thing there is.
It is. And so I guess that would be my on the spot description of loving forward.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm intending to make shirts,
Do
and
merch.
hats,
Maybe
and
get the
more
merch.
merch,
Yeah.
and when you do business, as you know, you gotta
Yeah.
learn how to scale it.
Yeah.
And what was it? What else was I thinking? Actually, right there. Wait, I said shirts, and then what?
Hats.
Hats.
Merch.
Merch. Golly,
It's okay.
I totally lost it. No, it's so gone. Whatever it was, but I want to give you some as we land this plane, just some more space to whatever. If there's anything else you want to share,
I would just probably leave with an invitation to anybody listening. If you're inspired by any of the conversations we've had here, if something touched you in any way,
and a phone call
arrives on my phone, and it's a freaking spam too.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. And it's a company that keeps calling me that I can't get them to stop calling me anyway.
Wait, is this one of those moments to love forward?
I'm just going to love, is it Justin Romano that's calling me, who I don't know?
Justin, I'm sending you lots of love. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. Thanks,
perfect.
Justin Romano.
Thanks, Justin.
My partner gave me an amazing idea for the Loving Forward merch. Socks. One it says loving on the bottom, on the feet,
okay,
on the sole, and the other one says forward.
Oh,
and that's it. I mean, that's essentially it. Loving forward, and it makes sense because
you're taking steps.
With each step. I'm loving forward.
Oh, I like that. And then make a sticker that's round that you can put on the bottom of a water bottle. So when you take a drink, people see it.
I like that a lot too. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you, Justin Romano.
Yeah, hurry up and that's all right.
That's all good. Okay. So you're
the invitation to anybody listening to step into that space of uncertainty, of what do I, if you're feeling moved to deepen your own self-awareness and show up in the world more whole, more full.
Yeah.
And I think the recording stopped when a guy called. That's all right. No big deal.
This is just
it's just
how it goes with the human stuff. Do you want me to hit it again? Because I feel like
Can you reach over and get it?
Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying. I want to record it.
Yeah.
I might even, I'll see. I might record, edit.
Yeah.
This last part, just that part of just I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I might just keep it right in there. Yeah. Anyways, we're still recording, ladies.
Next time, put it on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way, actually.
Damn it.
During breathwork sessions and other sessions,
having
getting a call.
So,
you learned it the hard way.
Yeah, when I had therapy on Wednesday, and my therapist had me drop in. So I closed my eyes, and I had my coffee mug sitting on my armrest. And it's a coffee mug that I love. Ceramic, beautiful piece. And so I'm dropped in, and then I moved my arm and knocked it off the table and hit the ground, and it shattered. And I was at the edge of tears.
Yeah,
because it's like I've had that mug. I love it. It fits me It fits my hand perfectly. Now I'm like, okay, it's time to go find a new piece.
On the hunt for a new mug. Have you ever heard the saying, it was always broken?
Yeah. In fact, he said that to me. He's like, the difference between how you see the mug and I see the mug is it was always broken.
It was always broken.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it still hurts.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
It still sucks, okay?
I'm mourning that mug.
It's not fair.
So back to the question, anything I would rather like to leave. So as people come across this, the invitation is open to you to step into that power, to step into that space, that part of you that knows that there's more, but doesn't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Have the courage, believe in yourself enough to just take that first step. Because once you take that first step, loving, and then the next step, forward, and then the next step, loving.
You gotta be kidding me right
forward.
now.
I just brought that all in.
How the hell did you?
Well, I mean, it's just
you're incredible.
Yeah, and so
it was right there.
Yeah, it was right there.
Time. You just caught it.
It's a combination.
Yeah.
That's like collaboration. Yeah,
wow.
It's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, and the more of us that are showing up in the world, I mean, we're obviously talking about men's work primarily here, but women as well.
Yeah.
Or non-gender specific, right? Whoever you are in this world, if you feel like there's more, you're right.
Yeah.
There's more depth to you. There's more healing. There's more action to be taken. There's more love to give. All of those things. Right? Join us. Like we're, a movement. Two brothers sitting across from each other, talking about this stuff at a time, right? And it starts here, and then it starts in you, and we all have that inside of us. So,
that was so perfect.
Thank you.
That was so beautiful.
Yeah.
So heartful.
Thank you.
Perfect place to end.
Yeah.
For today.
Yeah.
There's more to talk about. I can't wait to get to do this again.
We could probably sit here and talk for the next 4 days.
I know. I'm starting to get starving.
I know. I'm hungry.
And I'll probably have to pee again soon.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a lot of fun.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I love you deeply, man.
Yeah, love you back.
And I'm saying it right into your ear holes. I love you deeply,
I love you deeply.
That tickled.
You do have that deep voice
so
I can
sweet.
bring forward.
Yeah, you really do. It sounds so good.
Good.
It sounds so good. I can't wait for the whole entire world to hear this one. Really special. So thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you to our teachers and mentors and friends, everyone who helped get us here in this moment and be so connected to ourselves and to each other. It's just such a blessing. I understand the privilege and the honor that it is that we get to do this. So thank you. So much gratitude and love you, listeners. moonmountainhealing.com, DustinCaldwell.com. Soon. Follow him on Instagram soon. Once he gets it going.
Yeah.
Soon.
Stepping into that soon.
Be ready, folks. All right. Peace. Love. Bye. Bye. Peace. Thank you for spending your time with us at the Loving Forward podcast. I appreciate your presence, your attention, and your willingness to be curious while swimming in the mystery. If something in this episode resonated with you and you feel a call to explore your own healing work, I offer both in-person and online sessions in shadow work and breath work. I also lead in-person men's groups here in Eugene, Oregon, and I would love to have you join us. You can find all of this on my website and stay up to date on current offerings and my latest ponderings on Facebook and Instagram. The website and handles are in the description. These practices support nervous system regulation, emotional integration, and a more honest, embodied relationship with yourself and others. You're welcome to reach out, ask questions, or take the next step when it feels right for you. Contact information is in the description. Until then, keep listening to your body, keep honoring your truth, and keep loving forward as best you can. And so it is.